No, Harvard, Yale, and Princeton, my Oshis. It's such a privilege, my ladies, to be in your transcendent presence. Just give me a sec. I gotta. Oh my God, yeah. I'm sorry. I just had to sniff the oxygen and like the particles under the same ozone layer as you. Oh man. Let me just let me let me let me thanks, man. I was just trying to absorb all the photons emitting from your gentle lips, because it's just kind of like an indirect kiss. Dude, I swear, this is every parent during Ivy Day. Some of these students get into the best schools that people would sell their souls to get into, and they're like, well, it's not Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Stanford, or MIT. And it's like, dude. Okay, by the way, for the uninitiated viewers, I'm not actually an Ivy simp, okay? Like, I'm just a college consultant who tries to help people through admissions and maybe like try to make it funny along the way. Fortunately, I did help people get into top schools such as, but not limited to, MIT, NYU, Cornell, Dyson, Penn, Wharton, U Chicago, Harvard, and Berkeley Haas. So if you guys want help with college apps or you need any assistance with getting into top schools, just you could shoot me an email using the description in the box below. Yeah, okay. Anyway, let me actually show you the post I was going to talk about in question. My Asian parents are upset because I didn't get into HYP. I got rejected by Harvard, Yale, and Princeton today, which was expected. It's okay to feel sad, but my parents are feeling even more depressed than I am. I just don't understand. I got into all the UCs. Hey, congrats, man. CMU, Vanderbilt, and Cornell. Jesus Christ. And waitlisted by Columbia. Jeez, congrats. I am very grateful for all my acceptances, as you should be. We were originally planning to have a dinner tonight to celebrate my Ivy win, but it wasn't the case. My mom kept talking about how I should try harder so my SAT score would be higher. And my dad said I was on my phone too much, that I didn't dedicate enough time to my ECs. I just feel like all my hard work wasn't validated. I want some celebration, but now my house is dead silent. I've been crying not because of my rejections, but because of how depressing my parents see the results as. I hope everyone else's day went well. Congratulations on all your acceptances. Edit, thank you all for the overwhelming support. While I couldn't respond, I read every single one of the comments. It brought me many tears. Okay, that ending was super sweet, so I got to give the devil its due. Reddit can be pretty reassuring sometimes. Nonetheless, what did I tell you? Typical college maxing parents, man. Like, you get into every UC school, including Berkeley, and you also land CMU, Vandy, and Cornell. Like, bro, like, do you know what people would do for an acceptance at CMU? People would do unholy shit, man. Jesus Christ, man. Like, okay, like, I get it to some degree, right? Because it's like you work super hard as a parent to carve out the best future for your kids. But that's the thing. It's the best future for your kids, not you, man, your kids. Like, I think that's the craziest thing is how college maxing parents somehow made this shit about them. I don't know how they did it. The narrative just shifts. Now it becomes about how hard they had to make their expectations and how hard they were working just to build up, like, and how it just all shatters into broken pieces, right? Like how they loved you so much, and this is how you repay them. Then you, yeah, you got to be the mature one in the family and like be responsible for their depression. And you want to complain, but it's like you can't just be like, stop being depressed. Everyone's emotions are valid too. So, it's not going to fly. So you got to be the one playing damage control and shit, despite being the student. Like, yeah, it was mostly my fault. I'm sorry, dude. It's like, I don't know what it is, man, but like parents somehow just gaslit people into thinking they were the victims in this shit, right? Like, or they were the primary, yeah, they were the primary targets. They kept doing that shit. You're the one getting rejected, yet through some Sun Tzu genjutsu shit, you're the one apologizing. It just keeps happening. Dude, how many times have you asked your family if they needed help with something? Have they just gone, oh, no, I'm all right. It's okay. And you're like, all right, all right. And then they flip it. They just go, "Oh my god, I got to do everything in the house." Now they're the victims. Like, how often does that shit happen, man? Dude, you know the worst part of it is I always freaking fall for it. Oh my god, I fall for that shit all the time. I'm like, dude, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Oh my god, I fucking fall for it all the time. Okay, okay. That's enough ragging on him, okay? Like I'm gonna at least try to give some advice in case anyone in a similar situation is going through this. So actually hold up. Wait, let me brag on him more. One of the things I hated the most is when parents are so ungrateful for what their kids actually achieve. Like, bro, can adults do what most accepted T20 students do? Hell no. Okay. Like, side note, by the way, I get some of you guys have parents who work super hard and they're super smart too. Like some of you guys have parents who are partners in law, investment bankers, private equity types, consulting people, gigabrain, dollar guzzling, syrup slurping, PhD holding goobers. But I'm not going to count those guys. I'm talking about your typical college maxing parents, the ones who are like, you should have studied more. You should have not been in your phone too much. Okay, maybe the phone was on their phone a lot. Like, I don't actually know, but still, like, to get accepted into any T20, have you seen these people? Like, but it's crazy because, like, I feel like as if parents who are mostly like just regular people, right? Not too smart, not too, stupid either. It's like they think that if they were in their kids' shoes, they would have just been pushing it like super hard, like 24/7, nonstop on that grind set. Like, hell no. You would have been crying and asking to speak to the principal once you got to AP Lit or AP Physics. That's the thing that annoys me so much, man, is when older generations give advice that, like, it's not as easy as you think, man. It just isn't. Like, you won't be able to handle it. Okay, okay. I'm done. I really I'm done for good, man. So okay, like I try to give advice for like all of my videos, and not make the whole thing about ragging on them. So I'm gonna try to give something. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Don't fall for over optimization. Uh, Remember how OP's parents were saying you should have studied more, you should have been on your phone less. It might actually be convenient at the time to say, "Oh my god, I should have just done this thing better." I think we all have some level of that, like in our own lives. But I want to oh god, okay, like I kind of want you to like think about this for a sec, okay? Like, what kind of message are you sending yourself if you think like this? Okay, here, I'll show you. All right, like let me draw something out. Here's a T chart. Okay, on the left, you fuck up. On the right, you did pretty well. The response for the left, you denigrate yourself. The response on the right, you still denigrate yourself. Now hold up. What does your brain think when it sees this? It goes, I'm gonna lose either way. I'm cooked. The brain, as a result, has no incentive to actually work hard if there's no positive light at the other side, or at least if you give the perception of it. When you over optimize by focusing only on trying to be better and better and not actually on the ways that you were improving, you just end up leaving no space for positive reinforcement. Look, let me repeat that, okay? The over optimizing brain has no space for positive reinforcement. All the space is taken up for optimizing. That's partly why I feel like my students love video games so much, man. It's just like, it's like, get A's in class, still lots of pressure. Beat a boss in a game, get some kind of loot. Like, the rewards of good grades make sense, but it just sucks that you could only reap the rewards of good grades like years later, and you're constantly just only focusing on the things you're doing poorly. So it's just all negative. Like, you're just going to be in a prolonged state of having to work for some tantalizing reward, a successful future, whatever that might mean to you by your own definition, that exists in some abstract space. Meanwhile, games are like, here you go, instant gratification. Like, so okay. So if you have college maxing parents, you're likely going to suffer through over optimization because you won't ever actually see the success that you're actually making. Instead, you got to learn to see what you've done well and really pay attention to that. If you get stuck on the over optimization treadmill, only focusing on the negatives, you'll eventually burn out as a result of lacking reinforcement, which stalls progress in the long run. Learn to accept your success and not be greedy like a UC Berkeley Haas goober. It may sound like you're acquiescing to second rate success, which uh, you are, but it's still crucial to learn when to acquiesce rather than simply fall into over optimization, which will lead to catastrophe. What kind of catastrophe? Well, you start to become perfectionistic. How? Well, it's because over optimization is never enough. You're always chasing ways to be more and more and more. Even if you're earning perfect scores, why can't you study faster so you have more time for passion projects or research? Like, that shit just never ends. Honestly, I get that this is easier said than done for some people. So I might actually make a separate video regarding perfectionism and the burnout that comes from the over optimization trap. But if that sounds like something that's interesting to you guys, let me know. Okay, one last piece of advice. This is actually going to sound kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but like, don't get attached to the image of yourself that you built. Like, okay, hear me out. You know how guys would like fall in love with a girl or girls fall in love with a guy and vice versa. They like simp. They fall hard. Like, oh man, my Oshi. Like they start building this image of the person they had in their mind and their brains start crafting like this fantasy, right? And the person feels super cringe just knowing someone built an entire anime plotline of what they ought to be in their head. Like, imagine that, but for you. Yeah, sure, there's no sweaty Discord mod breathing down your neck, but you see how irrational it starts to become when you build this identity of who you are in your head and get mad when you don't fulfill that fantasy. Like, oh man, I can't believe my Oshi wasn't actually romantically interested in me in that way. I even went out of my way to create an entire plot line in my head about how we'll get married and live a comfortable farm lifestyle. Pair that with I was the smart kid. I was told by everyone I would be accepted into all the Ivies. I built this entire future in my head of how I'll be part of the elite. I was preparing for it, man. When you build this identity of who you are in your head and you can't accept anything outside of that, such as, life just happening, reality actually just hits you like a ton of bricks. Like, I don't know, man. This just feels like such a weird example. Like, but I hope you guys know what I mean, right? This shit happens all the time. If you tell yourself, I'm a smart cookie, and you hold on to that identity so much, you'll suffer when that identity is shattered by something like a challenging math class. Sometimes you even believe yourself to be a nice person, and maybe you are. But circumstances may push you into doing things you may have not otherwise considered, and you might be surprised by the level of cruelty or mayhem you're capable of when push comes to shove. Long story short, don't subscribe to the idea that your identity is fixed. You're capable of change, whether that be good or bad, parent or student. Okay, that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for the likes and the subs, by the way. I seriously appreciate it. 2.6K subs is actually insane. So anyway, if you guys would like college admissions consulting, college essay advising, or really just any kind of help with the college apps process in general, like feel free to reach out. My email's in the description box below. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. You depressed, gaslighting, over optimizing, fantasy building, syrup slurping Berkeley Haas goobers.